Okay, here is a reaction to use as an example on how to balance equations. Now the first thing I do is I list out every element that is present. I separate out the poly. Sometimes you can leave the poly together, sometimes you can't, but taking it apart always works. So that's how I'm going to do it here. Then copy that list over to the right hand side. And then count how many you have so far. So that 2 distributed to both. Now with my O's I have a situation because I have O's in 3 different places, which means if I put a number in the blank it's only going to change one of the O's. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more O's over here to the right hand side. The first O I have only has 1. The second O I have is over here, it has 2. And the last one is squished in there, but it has 2. And then in the end, yes, I will add all my O's together. So then I start at the top. FE has 1, FE has 1. So this right now is okay, but remember, we got to be willing to change it. Then N has 2 on the left and 1 on the right, so I'm going to come over here to N and I'm going to take that times 2. Remember, the only thing you're allowed to do is multiply. So I take that times 2. This 2 that I multiplied by has to go in one of the blanks. It has to affect the right-hand side, so it has to be in either the second, third, or fourth blank, and it has to change in. Therefore, it has to go in here. So you're putting that 2 up there, and it multiplies times everything in there. So 2 times the N and 2 times one of the O's. It has to be the O that has a 2 with it. So now we have 4 there. So that fixes FE, still good. Now N is fixed. So now we want to add the O's together. So we have 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7 on this side, and only 6 on this side. So now we're going to have to do some reevaluating because that's not going to work for us. 2 things. One is you have to be willing to mess things up, and the second one is you have to, a lot of times when you have an odd number like this O in here, if there's an even number on the other side, you're going to have to double that at some point. So I'm going to start over and show you what to do when you run into that kind of a situation. Okay, so I have FE NO 1, 2, 6. FE N and 3 different O's. 1, 1, 2. Oh, no, sorry, 1, 2, 2. Okay, so we already tried fixing the ends and working it out that way, but let's try the approach of there's an even number of O's on the left, and that's not going to work if we don't put any number in this one. So let's just try doubling that to see what will happen. So let's, put a 2 in, put a 2 there. That's going to change your FE, but it's also going to change your O. This is not a real good color. Let me change color so we can see it better. There we go. Okay, so that changes that. That at least is going to give us our O's to an even number. But it's going to mess up FE. So let's go ahead and fix FE. So that 2 is going to basically be times everything on that side. So times 2 times 2. Okay, and the whole point to that was to get an even number of O's right here. Because there's no way we can get an odd number of O's on the left. So that was just my second thought process after having just randomly started somewhere. Okay, so now we fixed the FEs. Let's go ahead and fix the N's. So we need to take N times 4. So that 4 is going to go in here. It's going to multiply times that and one of the O's that has a 2 with it, making that 8. FE is good, N is good, O's 12 on the left, 2 plus 8 plus 2 is 12 on the right. That is balanced. So you can put a 1 in here if you want to. So 2, 2, 4, 1. So my point here is sometimes you just have to mess things up and you just have to retry. But if you have an odd number of O's, a lot of times it helps to try doubling those. So if you get stuck, try that.